Have you ever noticed how the loudest person in the room is rarely the most intelligent one? How do the people who talk the least often carry the most power? There's a reason for that. And today, we're going to uncover the psychology behind it. Because staying quiet when everyone else is talking isn't a weakness. It's a strategy. It's control. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why silence is one of the most underrated skills you'll ever master. Let's be real. We live in a world that glorifies noise. Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's shouting to be heard. Social media has turned us into a society of performers, constantly broadcasting our thoughts like they're breaking news. But here's the thing. The people who actually move in silence, the ones who observe before they speak, they're the ones who end up winning. They're the ones people respect. They're the ones people fear. Think about it. When you walk into a room and someone's just sitting there, calm, unbothered, not chasing validation, what do you think? You're curious, right? You wonder what they're thinking. You wonder what they know that you don't. That's power. That's presence. And it all starts with knowing when to shut up. So why is staying quiet so powerful? And why does it feel so hard to do? Let's break it down. Here's something most people don't realize. When you stay quiet, you give others the space to talk. And when people talk, they reveal who they really are. They show their insecurities, their intentions, their true colors. You become the observer, the strategist, the one with all the information. Let me give you an example. You're in a meeting at work. Everyone's pitching ideas, trying to impress the boss. You sit back. You listen. You watch. And while everyone's tripping over their words, desperate to be noticed, you're gathering intel. You're seeing who's confident, who's faking it, who's actually got something valuable to say. And when the right moment comes, you speak. One sentence, one idea. And because you've been quiet the whole time, people listen. That's leverage. The person who talks the most often says the least. But the person who talks the least, they say everything. People are drawn to mystery. It's human nature. We're obsessed with what we can't figure out. And when you're the person who doesn't overshare, who doesn't constantly broadcast your life, who doesn't seek approval, you become that mystery. You become interesting. You become magnetic. Think about the people you respect the most. Are they loud? Are they always talking about themselves? Probably not. The most respected people are the ones who move with intention. They don't need to prove anything. They don't need to fill every silence with words. They're comfortable in their own skin. And that confidence? It's intimidating. It's attractive. It's powerful. Now, compare that to the person who never stops talking. The one who constantly needs validation. The one who overshares every little detail of their life. What do you think of them? You might like them, but do you respect them? Probably not, because desperation isn't attractive. And talking too much screams desperation. Silence, on the other hand, screams confidence. It says, I don't need your approval. I know who I am. Here's a harsh truth. Most people don't think before they speak. They react. They let their emotions control their words. And that's how they end up saying things they regret. That's how they end up looking foolish. That's how they end up burning bridges. But when you stay quiet, you give yourself time. Time to process. Time to analyze. Time to respond instead of react. And that's the difference between emotional intelligence and emotional chaos. Let's say someone disrespects you in public. The average person, they snap back immediately. They say something out of anger. And yeah, maybe it feels good in the moment. But what happens after? Regret, damage, drama. Now imagine you stay quiet. You take a breath. You let them finish. You process what they said. And then, when you respond, it's calculated. It's powerful. It's controlled. That's how you win. Silence isn't about being passive. It's about being intentional. It's about choosing your battles. It's about knowing that not every situation deserves your words. Let me ask you something. How much energy do you waste explaining yourself? Defending your choices? Arguing with people who don't even matter? How many times have you left a conversation feeling drained because you gave too much of yourself away? Here's the thing. Your words are your energy. And when you're constantly talking, constantly explaining, constantly defending, you're pouring your energy into people who don't deserve it. You're giving them power over you. And for what? To prove a point? To win an argument? To get validation? Staying quiet is a form of self-preservation. It's saying, I'm not wasting my energy on this. It's saying, my peace matters more than your opinion. And that's freedom. That's a strength. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts. Not everyone deserves an explanation. And the sooner you realize that, the more powerful you'll become. So let's bring it all together. Staying quiet when everyone talks isn't about being shy. It's not about being weak. It's about being smart. It's about understanding that silence is a weapon. It reveals others. It builds respect. It sharpens your mind. And it protects your energy. The world will keep shouting. People will keep talking. But you'll be the one watching, learning, growing. And when you do speak, it'll matter. Because you didn't waste your words on noise. You save them for impact. Remember this. The loudest person in the room is the weakest. The quietest is the most dangerous. So stop feeling like you need to fill every silence. Stop feeling like you need to prove yourself. Your silence is your power. Own it. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever stayed quiet in a situation where everyone else was talking? How'd it feel? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if this video hit home, do me a favor. Smash that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're not already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we got a lot more truth bombs coming your way. Until next time, stay sharp, stay silent, and stay powerful.